नित्यानन्देश्वर समारम्भाम् नित्यानन्देश्वरि मध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome all the devotees, disciples, samajis, satsangis, Srimahans, Mahans, Tanedars, Kotaris, visitors, viewers, everyone sitting with us through Nithyananda TV, Sadhana TV, and two-way video conferencing, having Nayana Diksha. Sitting with us through two-way video conferencing, having Nayana Diksha. Toronto Tirukkailayam, Hyderabad Guptakashi, Scottsdale Arizona, Houston Kalahasti, Seattle Chidambaram, Ohio Prayag, Redmond USA, Thiruvannamalai Adinam, Melbourne Thiruvarur, Nithyananda Nagaram, Hyderabad, Los Angeles Arunachalam, Guadalupe Rameshwaram, Colombo Sri Lanka, Oman Sivagangai, Singapore Singapuram, Phillip Island Australia, Warrington UK, London Kashi, Kuala Lumpur Parani, Karjat, Mumbai, San Jose Madurai, San Antonio Texas, and some more cities. I welcome all of you with my love and respects. We'll enter into the satsang. Upanishads. The more I remember this word, more is pouring out. I'll continue to expand on Apourushyathwa, means authorless. So many dimensions need to be explored. We need to understand about this concept of Apourushyathwa, authorless. Please understand, yesterday as I was explaining, any idea, any truth, any concept, any theology, the more the person is present in that theology, more it is useful only for him, not for the whole world, not for the whole, not for the humanity or the society or the whole universe. Less the individual is present, more the concept, the idea, the theory, the philosophy useful for the humanity, society, for the whole. Less the part is present, more useful for the whole. More the part is present, less useful for the whole. Understand? Less the individual is present, more the truths, concepts, ideas are useful to the whole humanity, society, and the universe. More it is universal, less individual. more individual, less universal. The individual's influence should only be for the sake of enriching, never for the sake of establishing the person's identity. I tell you, history is always written by the people who won the wars. That is why it is never factual as it happened. No. No history is factual. Only when the author's individual vested interests, fear and greed to certain ideologies disappear, only then the history becomes factual, whole, useful for the whole universe and whole humanity, whole society. History is written by the people who don't have any vested interest, only is called Puranas. Puranas are more factual than any history written by the people with vested interests. Don't read any book where author is heavily present. If the author has disappeared within him, and he doesn't have any vested interests, fear or greed for an ideology, then read that person. Not just his books, read that person's very life, be around him and learn. You will catch the truth. Apourushyathwa. Even if author wants to establish his name, there is a corruption. There is a reason. There is a vested interest. There is a fear or greed. Sometimes authors don't put their name, but they put some popular person's name, because they wanted that popular identity to protect their work. That is why so many works are attributed to Adi Shankara. Only when the individual is absent, his personal vested interests, fear and greed disappears, dissolves. He becomes a pure channel for the existence to sing its own existence. Upanishads are the existence songs about its existence. Existence songs about its existence. Upanishads, they are so extraordinary. No one can claim ownership. All human beings put together from the beginning. We have built so many cities all around the planet Earth. But can all of us put together claim, even after all this work, can we claim ownership for the planet Earth? No. It is too big to claim ownership. Natural disasters and calamities are again and again the nature's legal notice to us saying, don't claim ownership. Natural disasters and natural calamities are the legal notice sent to human beings again and again. Just because you built so many cities, don't claim ownership. Maybe you have done a great job, but that does not give you right to claim ownership. These great truths revealed in the Upanishads, listen. The truths revealed in the Upanishads are too big. Just because through you it got revealed, you can't claim ownership. It is foolishness to claim the ownership for a country because you found the sea route for the country. Yes, you might have found the sea route, but you can't claim ownership for that country because of that. Just because you have found earth is round, you can't claim ownership for that earth. The truths revealed in these Upanishads are too vast, too big. Rishis not only did not want to claim ownership, they did not even want to leave their name as the authors. Those few beings who raised themselves to vibrate in the very frequency of the cosmos, the very frequency of the Brahman universe, they actually disappeared into that. When they disappeared into that, whatever truths they received, whatever truths oozed out of them, expressed through them, that got recorded as Upanishads. I think those rishis understood when they disappeared only these truths were expressed. That is why they very clearly decided not to own those truths even by claiming authorship. I tell you, for a person who lives having few cows for his livelihood, he has a small goshala with 2-3 cows, and with that milk he makes curd, butter, ghee and sells. For that kind of a person, asking him to give all the milk and pour it on a deity as abhishekam is the biggest sacrifice, understand? Because that's the fruit of his whole life, his efforts. An agriculturist, asking him to give away all his grains in Annadanam, that is a too big sacrifice, because that is the essence of his whole life, his whole life's fruit. If an agriculturist gives the grain, that is the sacrifice. A person who owns a goshala, if he gives away all his milk, that is a sacrifice. You can see many times a jewelry shop owner. I have heard many times when people go to them for donation, they will give money but never gold, because somehow sentimentally they feel that is their life. And same way, a textile shop owner, he may give money but never clothes, because he feels that is his life. I tell you, same way, a writer giving up his name and authorship without mentioning his name is the biggest sacrifice. That is the biggest sacrifice. If you are an author, you will understand what I am saying. If you are a writer, you will understand. And especially after expressing such lofty ideas, I tell you, any dust, if it digests Upanishads, he will sit as Mahadeva. He will become Mahadeva. Any Shava digests Upanishads will become Shiva. The strength, the energy, enthusiasm, excitement, life, knowledge, bliss, intelligence, the way it gets infused into you, I tell you, Upanishads can make any Shava into Shiva. It made ordinary village boy into Nithyananda. Understand? Upanishads, I can tell you from my experience, it made me, it can make you, anybody, into Mahadeva, Shiva. Whenever an author gets into the greed of how better I can perform, he will hit an inner space called author's block. Please understand. Whenever the greed, how better I can perform, enters into the inner space of the author, he hits at the blockage called author's block. He will be struggling now. What words he has to put? What should he do? It's called writer's block. The individual's presence, more the individual, less universal. More universal, less individual. This very Apourushyathwa, authorlessness, makes Upanishads authentic, most authentic scripture. When the historian's individual vested interest disappears, history becomes truthful, factual. When the scientist's vested interest disappears, science becomes universal and useful. I tell you, most of the scientific researches in the modern day are aimed towards bringing the conclusion which is useful for the person who is funding the experiments and researches. Nowhere the Satya is the goal. Nowhere the truth is the goal. It is very rare people stumble upon the truth. If you want the truth, go behind the scientists who don't have anybody funding them for any vested interests. Because I am doing a lot of researches in the field of yoga, kundalini, meditation. We have already done so many breakthrough researches. Last Haridwar and Varanasi Inner Awakening, the research we have done and established now proves beyond any doubt the power of Kundalini in the field of anti-aging. What medicines are able to do, at least, because medicines are able to do only 5% of what we were able to do, we were able to cause more than 200-300% the anti-aging effects on the human body through meditation and Kundalini. Understand, but the field of scientific research, when I am working with more and more universities, more and more scientists, and more the people who fund, people who give grants, when I am entering into this, that's a different world. When I look at that world, I realized one truth. There is nothing scientific about any scientific experiments. I am very open. Most of these surveys, researches, most of them are funded by some people aiming to prove some ideas, concepts, truths, which is useful for them. For them to establish something in which they have vested interests, they go on funding this kind of researches and they get the result they want. It is like conclusion is already arrived, then researches are conducted. Not that hypothesis is supposed to be explored. Hypotheses are just explained by the researchers. A real research should be exploring the hypothesis. A real investigation should be exploring the truth. When the vested interest enters, the truth dies. This Apourushyathwa, authorlessness authenticates the power of these truths. Let me be straight, honest, truthful to you all. Authorlessness makes this whole Upanishads authentic, because they are not even interested in establishing their name. Forget about for-profit, non-profit. They don't even want their name to be established. When you are overwhelmed by the greatness of the truth, you will understand you can't own that. You can't own it. you will know truth is too big than you. You are standing on the truth, not the truth on you. Because you are standing on the planet Earth, you can't claim ownership for the planet Earth. You can't claim ownership for the planet Earth. Because you are standing on planet Earth, not the earth on you. The great rishis discovered these truths are universal. It should not be corrupted by identifying them with any individual. See, your opinions about the individuals always affects the words those individuals utter. Some of the greatest truths uttered by Vivekananda, which is universal, but the moment you decide he is a Hindu monk, you don't listen to him. Whole universe doesn't listen to him. Only Hindus listen to him. Some of the greatest truths revealed by J. Krishnamurti. It is universal, but the moment you decide, oh, he is an Indian guru, whole world doesn't listen to him. Only Indians tend to listen to him. Some of the greatest truths revealed by Osho, which is universal, you don't listen to him when you decide, oh, he is a sex guru. Just your opinions about some people shuts your listening about some of the great truths they revealed. The Upanishadic rishis does not even want that kind of a damage to happen to Upanishads, or people to have this problem of the image about the author getting superimposed on the ideas. Image about the author getting superimposed on the ideas. What a sacrifice. What a magnanimous sacrifice of these Upanishadic rishis. A businessman, if you tell him don't show your face anywhere and try to become popular, just make money, he will be very happy. He will give up anything for money. But if you ask him to give up money, he won't, because he built his whole personality on that. Same way a politician, if you ask him to give up money, he will. But he will not give up being in the front and being in the limelight, because his whole life he built it on that. A politician will give up money to be in the limelight. A businessman will give up being in the limelight in the front for the sake of having money. An author will give up his food, sleep, money, everything, but not the authorship, because only on that he built his whole life. But here, you have the greatest authors. I can, without any conflict, controversy, dilemma, with all my integrity, I can tell you, Upanishads are the first books ever written on the planet Earth. Here are the authors, the first book. And what a maturity. Tyagarajas, the king of sacrifices. And I tell you, Upanishadic ideas, as long as they are alive, they will keep the planet Earth exist. So understand, not only Upanishads are the first books ever written. If at all planet Earth is going to end, Upanishads will be the last book, because only as long as these truths survive, the earth will survive. If these truths are gone, earth will go. Upanishads are the first book and will be last book. If at all there is an end. I can say, just to keep these truths alive, only still planet Earth is alive. After the audacities and atrocities of the human beings, if still this planet Earth is left to be alive, it is only to keep these Upanishadic truths alive. Because, please understand, only human beings, planet Earth, has these great truths with them. Neither devatas, gods, nor asuras, demons, are hardwired to receive and radiate these great truths. It is only human beings. If the devatas wants to live the truths of Upanishads, they have to come to planet Earth. Indra should come to Madurai and become an ordinary human being, and then worship Mahadeva, receive the truths. Even the Digbalagas should come to Thiruvannamalai, worship Mahadeva and receive the truths. Science become complete when the scientist gets dissolved into the truth of the science. History will be truthful when the historian dissolves into the facts of the history without any vested interests. Spirituality will be complete when the spiritual being dissolves into the spiritual truths. And Upanishadic rishis are the ultimate example. Upanishadic rishis are the ultimate example. Highest perfected beings. Highest perfected siddhas. Highest perfected beings. Highest perfected siddhas. Let us remember these Upanishadic rishis. Let them radiate through us and bless us to receive what they shared with the whole world. Mahadeva, being Adi Rishi, Adi Guru, who transmitted these Upanishads to Sabda Rishis and Sanaga Sanatkumara Sanantaka, Sanagadi Rishis. Let us pray to him to reveal these great truths and make all our lives complete and experience Shivoham, Shivoham, Shivoham. We will continue to explore Upanishads. Actually, I am not able to control my excitement. I am waiting every day to come for satsang. The Upanishads are so exciting. I am just waiting. Hey, still it has not become morning. Come on. And still I have not even entered into the mantras. Maybe it will take at least 10 more days for me to finish introduction for Upanishads. Because the right context need to be set with the proper introduction and understanding. Once that is done, just listening is enlightenment. With this, I'll move to the next segment of the morning satsang. I bless you all. Let you all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching and causing and living Advaita with eternal bliss. Nithyananda. Thank you. Be blissful.
Nithyananda Dhyanapitham, Nithyananda Nagar, off Mysore Road, Bidadi, Bengaluru. Phone 08027279999. www.nithyananda.org. www.youtube.com/Life Bliss Foundation.